I discovered a new tree. Many of you have probably heard of the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The more I think about it, our daily vices, it's kind of like a tree as well. I'll explain. In this video, I'm going to talk about vices. They are methods of escape that we all use in order to deal with our everyday lives. Some vices are more harmful than others. However, the consistent theme is that it is escapism. What they serve as is a way for us to cope without confronting key issues in our life that are causing us to depend on certain vices. My vice is probably completely different to your vice. However, what it's essentially doing is allowing you to sweep things under the rug. That means having a method of just putting it to the side and dealing with it later. However, later never comes because it is too convenient to just not go there. In my opinion, from my experience, the key root vice has to do with sex, lust, orgasm, pornography. It is extremely powerful, and not many have the ability to confront this vice and try to figure out what type of a hold it has on them in their life. If you continue to water the roots of a tree, the branches and everything above ground, it'll flourish. However, if you stop watering the root of the tree, slowly but surely, the branches and leaves of that tree is going to lose its strength. It'll be crying out for oxygen, for water, because it is struggling to survive without the root being properly taken care of. Now, if we view this if we are able to confront and conquer the root problem, the root vice, slowly but surely, all of those other vices, they are going to struggle. They are going to be grasping for air. They will need the root to be watered in order to survive. So, if you were to choose one vice in your life to take super serious, it would be lust. It would be sexual sin. It would be doing everything possible to retain your sexual energy. Because if you are able to do that, all of the other vices, slowly but surely, you will gain the strength to overcome them, because you have proven to yourself that you have the strength to overcome the root of all of those other vices. It isn't a game, it is super serious. You won't be able to tell the difference until you actually walk the path and have a first-hand experience. Otherwise, people can say things to you and it'll come in one ear and it'll go out the next. Now, I mentioned that once you try to confront the root of the problem, all of those other vices are going to rear their head, and the urges for those vices are going to become stronger in the short term, because you are starving yourself of the root vice. And if your body is really accustomed to that root vice, it'll then try to target other vices to try to get that same hit in terms of dopamine and relief that you are used to. It is important that you are aware of this, because if you are not aware of it, you can start to become destabilized and undisciplined, because it might become a bit too much. In saying that, one step at a time. If you were to focus solely on conquering lust and trying to purify yourself, once you are able to get a hold of that, it won't be easy, but once you do achieve that, you will then start thinking, okay, I've got a hold of this. What is next? And then one by one, you can eliminate all of the habits, unhealthy habits that you have been using for years in order to cope with your everyday life. If you gain the strength to conquer the root of the problem, you will have the strength to overcome all of the other all of the other ones. Try to keep things balanced. If you go cold turkey on literally everything right at the start, you will probably find that your motivation for continuing on the journey it'll become extremely difficult because you are not allowing yourself anything. And that doesn't mean allow yourself a free pass. That means be conscious of the fact that you are attempting to tackle a real big issue. And it won't come overnight. It won't be easy. But I can tell you it is worth it. Because once you get a hold of all of these vices, your consciousness level and your state of awareness in this world, it'll increase. And it'll allow you to position yourself in this life very comfortably. Because the more I think about it and the more I experience these things, I can't help but feel that knowledge really is power. It is why the world's wealth is stuck in the hands of 1% of people. It's because they have knowledge that the other 99% of people do not have access to. And because of that, they are able to position themselves to be in a place to benefit greatly from knowing something that everyone else is ignorant to. If you were to get one key message from this short video, it is about time that you wake up and become aware of what sex is doing to you in your life. Most people, if you said to them, oh mate, would it be difficult for you to go 30 days without achieving orgasm? And when I say sex, I mean all forms of sex. I reckon most people will be like, oh yeah mate, that's a absolute breeze. However, talk is cheap, isn't it? You don't realize how hard it is until you actually try to do it. And then after attempting, then you can give an honest and accurate accurate response to that. So yeah, I hope you understood the message that I was trying to convey here. It's a little play on words. The tree of vices. All vices that you can think of. Alcohol, caffeine, hard drugs, video games, excess, materialism, cigarettes. All of those things, when used in excess, can become a vice without you even knowing it. That's how powerful it is. In the same way that sex can become a vice without you actually realizing it until you try to get off it. If you are a man, I can tell you that your life will change the moment you become disciplined and accountable for whatever situation you are in your life. I think as men, we are kind of built for this. You know, we are built to not only be physically tough, but mentally tough as well. And that's where the discipline comes in. The ability to see the bigger picture and not just take the easy route just because it's convenient and you can't be bothered to confront actual key issues. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching.